Welcome back to the Ultimate Pool Pairs Cup. All right, this is the situation. Cameron Tolley and Phil Harrison are in the box seat. If they win this match or draw it, they are into the second stage of the Ultimate Pool Pairs Cup. If Matt Cooke and Scott Yardley, though, win this match, we will go to a three-way 6-red shootout. And it would be a kind of surprise if that happens, because Phil Harrison and Cameron Tolley have played so well tonight, but you cannot rule it out, because Matt Cooke and Scott Yardley started really well. Sorry, have recovered from not starting very well. They played very well in the last match.
Wow.
And would you know it, Phil Harrison's first miss in about 2 weeks, and all of a sudden, the door creaks open.
In these matches, it does not take much. It really doesn't. And that was one of the best cut breaks you'll ever see. But it just required one very good bit of cueing to get going. And the surprise is that it's Phil Harrison that's missed it, to be honest with you, because of the way he's been playing. But this is every chance for 1-0. I mean, more than that. This should be 1-0 now. They just got to try and hit a gap. That will do nicely.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, as played as well. If you try and play that as a stun shot to hit the gap, it's so hard to do, almost impossible. So accepting what you've got and just kind of bumping off the red to get into that spot is, it's just a lovely shot. And now it's dot to dot. Just beat the red here and you're away.
Yeah, they're in business. They are in business. How many times have we seen it in this last match? It is so difficult to win, especially when your opponent has a vested interest in it. Quite often in this match, you can see it where it's essentially a bit of a dead rubber for the Cooke and Yardley in this scenario, who are maybe already out, but not in this situation. This match is very live.
Yeah, there's also two pairs that are really looking forward and want to be in a 6-red shootout, and there's one pair that doesn't, and that's all goes through your mind when you're sat in your chair waiting as well.
I'd slightly contest that point, purely because we saw Scott Gillespie in the break, and he said, I do not want to be in a 6-red shootout. I said, it's the only way you can qualify. And he just looked at me as if I said what I said.
Trust me, he wants to be in a 6-red shootout with Jamie and a chance to get through this group.
Oh, absolutely.
Regardless of what he says.
And that is the first step to the summit for Matt Cooke and Scott Yardley.
And it's their break next. Looks like it's going to be Matt to get us underway in the singles element.
Well, we mentioned they might be dark horses tonight, Matt Cooke and Scott Yardley, and so it may well prove. Results away from causing an upset and getting themselves a 6-red shootout. Matt Cooke came up through the Challenger Series last season. He finished 15th in the Challenger ranks. And talked in his interview earlier with him about the opportunity to play Phil Harrison again. I know he was with you on the Players' Championship this weekend, and I thought it was actually a really lovely studio piece you had with him, where you were chatting away, just chatting all things pool, really. And he said he was just genuinely excited to play Phil Harrison because he's got so much respect for him, and all the times he's been on various different tours and all the rest of it, he's never actually played him. And I just thought that was a really nice touch, and it just shows the sort of respect that Phil has in the game. But even a player as good as Matt Cooke still looks forward to those sorts of occasions.
I think he'd look forward to playing him in this frame more if he'd made a ball off the break, especially now the layouts like this.
Well, he'll be desperate to play him in this frame. I'm not sure he'll be able to, though.
The hope he has is that the yellow ball on the bottom cushion becomes a stumbling block. The most obvious ball to use to get down there for it is the one he's just played. But there are many different ways of getting there, but that would have been the one. don't think he's going to try and do too much more than just drop this one in. Just wants to make sure he leaves a natural angle to drift down to the open area. And that is not it.
Oh, Philip.
Yeah. As long as that yellow was on the bottom cushion, it always felt like there was a potential for it to go wrong. And it has.
That is as bad a shot as we've seen him play in, well, you've watched, you know, about 100 frames of him this weekend.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he should have come down for this yellow earlier. He shouldn't. It's a perfect last ball. It's just it was always going to hinge on one good positional shot, and he's just not given himself any chance to do it.
Big shot required.
Is he screwing this off the jaw? Oh, he is.
Well, he's got a shot. I mean, Phil Harrison is a genius at stuff like. I mean, who else tries that?
It trips over.
Referee Orange Tesgale getting in the way there.
I mean, to even have this shot on the yellow is an amazing effort. He just caught the jaw a shade on the thin side. Otherwise, it could have been even better. But great vision.
I mean, he played a double in the last man standing event off the jaw, which is one of the most crazy shots I think I've ever seen. He's not got his extension, has to play it. It stays up. Oh, hello. Hello.
Well then. Well, okay, he may well feel he needs a loss of turn, which obviously is risk, because you're going to, if you play a loss of turn, you're going to give Hill potentially one chance to make it from somewhere, but I'd be tempted. I might not be straight enough on the red to right centre. I was thinking drop the red in right centre, then play the clip down the cushion, get rid of the yellow and leave the cue ball in the top right-hand corner of the table, but I don't believe he can get on that in that way. So he's looking for an alternative route. The more balls he takes off the table, the more of a problem he creates for himself.
He might be in a little bit bother here.
Yeah, I think I don't know what his plan was coming down the table. I'm not sure if he was playing to pot the one below the 8 ball and try and come across, or whether he was going to try and bump out the only bad ball that he has. But he's put himself in an awkward spot.
Oh, this is a risk. He's got the full ball snooker.
But for a player of Phil's level,
I'd be shocked if he doesn't get this.
This is a 9 out of 10 for him clearing up from here. A 9 out of 10. Phil shocked to see him not win from here.
Yeah, Phil Harrison's considered by many as the best doubler they've ever seen. Knows the angles, knows the cushions better than just about anybody.
Well,
and this
might be the one.
Was never in doubt.
Oh, I thought that was just going to slide by, but an excellent shot.
Never in doubt. Didn't love that from Matt Cooke, I must say. I'm not sure he could have done much else. But you cannot give Phil Harrison that chance. I think the bad shot was just slightly misjudging the shot into the right middle. He had so much for long there. Like, if he plays that at a great pace and he comes back to anywhere in the middle of the table, he's got so many options. But actually, in trying to hold it, he ended up too short. Well, not too short, but a little bit in between short and long.
Yeah, I just think I don't know what his plan was. I don't know whether the plan was to try and come down and leave himself straight on the red to bottom left to screw back and break out. It wasn't tracking the cue ball into a great area there, and maybe, I mean, it's easy to say in hindsight, but maybe there was a better snooker on at the top of the table. He could have clipped off the red top left, where he had a couple of balls that would have been blocking it, and he wouldn't have been leaving the one cushion. But he just put himself in the one place in the table he couldn't be, where he couldn't pot a ball and he couldn't play a good safety.
That cut break has been so effective for Cam Tolley tonight.
Breaks like that will work. That is as good as it gets. There are players that don't like the cut break, but this is the break, isn't it? When you see this, you can see why the players do it. Cue ball parked in the middle of the table, beautiful even split across. Every ball goes, pretty much on both colour sets.
I mean, if you could guarantee a split like this every time you cut break, I don't think anyone would do anything different.
I feel like Cameron's had it every break so far today.
Sure,
That's what it's felt like.
It has, but even then, because of the nature of tonight, it's still a relatively small sample size. But I mean, he will take it.
Phil applauds.
A perfect little route. 8 minutes and change left. Harrison and Tolley about to hit the front. Cooke and Yardley still in the game, so too Gillespie and Burnett. But they're going to need the next 2 frames. It's all set up for it. Cam Tolley has kept his part of the bargain. I think between the pair of them, they've probably each made a mistake.
Yes.
Cam made one in the first match. Pretty faultless in the second match, really, against Gillespie and Burnett. And obviously Phil made one at the start of tonight, start of this match. But generally, the level between these two has been really, really high.
It has, but how much is Matt Cooke going to be kicking himself?
Oh.
The opportunity to go 2-0 up was a very, very good one. And I know, you know, you can look at it and go, there's a bad ball there, and you know, you've got to work that out. But when your opponent misses last ball, doesn't matter if it's over the pocket or not, when your opponent misses last ball, those are the frames you're meant to win. And he didn't find a way, and that has allowed Phil Harrison to recover, and then Cameron Tolley has just backed it up with a beautiful, clinical, clean, easy break clearance.
Goal straighten off is not what they wanted to see. Scotch frame and Phil Harrison and Cameron Tolley are going to have the chance, you feel, to break the back of this match. Oh. Phil Harrison nearly getting caught out by the rules there. That's another great example. That happened in the first match with Phil correcting Cam Tolley for not being able to play. And then Phil's been playing for 2 days straight on this table, and he's just forgotten one of the most basic rules in pool.
Yeah, foul off the break is cue ball behind the line.
If he'd have played a shot there, turn the table over, and it massively changes the course of this match.
Oh, it's huge.
It's what a good job Cam Tolley was in his corner.
Yeah, and good job he was on it, because sometimes you can kind of sit there and switch off. You can sit there and go, oh, it's my partner's go. I don't need to get too invested in this one, but
yeah,
it just shows it's important.
And when we were talking earlier about, you know, sometimes when you play local league or you play doubles in other competitions, you're not allowed to confer and talk. Cam Tolley's just got to sit there and glare at him and hope that he realises. Oh, all's well that ends well. Win this frame, and it should be the match. That's not ideal. I think Phil was trying to avoid that yellow. They've still got a route out. It's tough, though.
Well, they're having a very good look now. It's the one just to the right of the 8-ball that now doesn't quite fit their route and pattern, so they just would really love that to go past the yellows to the bottom right-hand corner. It's very, very tight. It's not. That's not the worst shot, though, if it doesn't go, because he's got enough angle that he can now top across and almost target the yellow. But I suppose if he does that, then you can't get the angle to then get on the one at the bottom. So it is actually still very congested. Playing this with quite a bit of right-hand to left-hand side by the looks of things. Played the shot I suggested and landed perfectly. I said the worry with that shot was not giving yourself the angle to top through to get onto the final red.
I mean, that's a lovely shot, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the natural's taking him close to the red, but I think he's just about okay. Yeah.
15-second shot clock in play.
Well, this 8-ball, essentially for qualification. It is there. 3-1, 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. The only way Phil Harrison and Cam Tolley can now be stopped from qualifying, at least initially, is if Matt Cooke and Scott Yardley reel off 3 frames in the next 4 minutes.
They're in the comfort zone now. Looks like they're very relaxed. What a weekend it's been for Phil Harrison.
Oh, some weekend, isn't it?
And he's going to be a big danger up in Blackpool this coming week as well. Make it a very special time for him. He certainly won't be going into a Pro Series weekend with Ultimate Pool with any more confidence than he has now. It looks as good as he has done in the last 3 years. Gives us one more chance to see this amazing Cam Tolley cut break. Eight ball, no.
Oh, that'd have been some way to end it, but that cut break just carries on delivering for Cam Tolley.
Strange thing with this one, this is the worst cut break he's hit all night long, and he nearly makes the 8-ball. Just caught this one a little bit thinner than the previous. It's still come out like a dream.
Yep.
Still come out with a, I don't want to say, I don't like saying things like routine clearances, but for a professional pool player, these are the sorts of chances that you just dream of, really. And it's just about picking them apart.
And with all due respect to Cam as well, I think it says a lot for himself in that it's not felt at any stage like Phil's been, you know, wearing the backpack tonight. It's been a real even effort. Say that, he played that shot slightly wrong. Commentator's curse strike instantly.
Yeah.
Recovery's there though, but he misses.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you got the cannon a little bit thin.
So 3 minutes, you need 3 frames. It is doable. Golden break would be kind, but it needs to start right here for Matt Cooke. Oh, he's a little unlucky. Yeah, you can't play a shot, Scott. Back in your chair. We'll get used to it.
Yeah. It won't be the last time we see that through this competition.
No.
One good bit of cueing here. Really needs to cue this one well as well. It's not just the pot, it's the cue ball.
Cool.
Beautiful.
What a pot.
Best shot he's hit all night long.
That's a tremendous shot from Matt Cooke. Well, not over yet. Not over yet. 2 minutes and 14 seconds. They need 2 frames. It is time, actually, for just 2 reasonably paced clearances. But how much would a golden break now put all the pressure in the world on the next break for Harrison and Tolley?
Yeah, Scott's been front ball breaking right down the centre. I wonder if he's got any thoughts of moving across for that cut break, just trying to chase the 8 a little bit.
Didn't hit his last break well at all. I feel like that would feed into my thinking. Shake of the hands.
And he is coming across by the looks of things.
Yeah.
So this is all about the 8-ball.
Yeah, you hit that cut break, Scott. Here we go. All eyes on the 8-ball. Oh, he didn't get enough moving. And that is very, very dry. To the point where I think it may even have been a foul.
Need to see that again. I think it was just about okay. I think one went out and came back in, but That's about as bad a split as you'll see.
Yeah, didn't get those nice at all. And Phil Harrison should be able just to pot out here. Let's have another look at this.
Yeah, one, two. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. That's a foul break. Foul break. Should have been a re-rack there. It would be a re-rack, but with Phil Harrison breaking.
I don't think Phil's too fussed at not getting a re-rack, mind.
But also,
this is as good as having a re-rack, really.
But also, I feel like he should have just played safe and just welded the cue ball behind a yellow at the top of the table. And now he's potting balls. I mean, he's not exactly making it easy at all. He's still going to win the match because of it, because there's just nothing doing with this split.
Yep. No way through now for Phil. He's potted out in that sense. He can't pot anything here, I don't think.
I think he can just clip the one he's next to him, but not sure he needs to worry about it. No, just turn it over. And if you can clear up from here in 40 seconds, and good luck to you.
Yeah, absolutely. We are close to concession. I think Phil Harrison and Cameron Tolley have been excellent tonight. And if you can win 3 matches out of 3 in these sorts of formats against this kind of opposition, you have more than earned your spot in the next stage. And that's exactly what Phil Harrison and Cameron Tolley have done. The old guard make it through. What a weekend for Phil Harrison.